Yeah, it was exciting. I think a fair bit of relief sort of swept over me when I kicked that one. I'd obviously missed one a bit earlier as well that I would have liked to kick, but yeah, it was nice to be able to kick the sealer and move on to another week of finals.
Take a while to come down from that, mate? Or?
Yeah, it was tough sleeping Friday night, but pretty exciting, and the crowd, like, it was just unbelievable how loud they were, considering it wasn't even nearly a full house. We're very lucky to have fans here at the moment, and they've made it a whole lot more enjoyable out there.
So much had been made of that long losing streak to Richmond. Do you feel like now that you've overcome that mental hurdle, anything's possible?
Yeah, I think so. It got played up a lot. Internally, we knew that we'd knocked off a lot of sides that we hadn't beaten for a long time, and they were just another one that we wanted to tick off. Obviously, it does hang over your head a little bit, that, and obviously we hadn't won a final for quite some time either, and to be able to tick those two off, I think it means we can just play with an open mind now.
A lot of blokes give the ball off when they've had some accuracy personally. You kept on having shots. What's encouraged you to just keep on pinging away and believing you'll turn?
I think Fags is always big on everyone playing with flair and their natural instinct, and I've always been someone that likes to get forward and have shots at goal, and yeah, I still like to think I'll give it off if I'm not in as good a spot as my teammate, but you can't shy away from it even though you're not kicking your goals. I know that it'll turn eventually, and I keep practicing it out here, and that gives me good confidence that in a game I'll eventually be able to kick them.
You mentioned that shot in the third quarter that you missed. Was that in the back of your minds at all? Were you able to move on?
Yeah, for a little bit. I think we've done a lot of work on mindset and being able to move on when you make mistakes, so I think that held me in good stead. I try to just forget about it straight away, and yeah, obviously when they went up the other end and kicked the goal quickly, you start thinking, oh, what have I done? I think we missed a couple, but you can't let that hang over you. There's so many moments in finals, and you've just got to move on and make the most of your next play.
Sorry, mate, so you wanted that opportunity to have another crack? Yeah,
definitely. As I said before, I'm not someone that'll shy away from it. And once you're playing and you're in the moment, you're not even thinking about what's happened. You're just, going with the flow and playing with what's given to you.
Your problem, your issue this year hasn't necessarily been set shots. A lot of them have been shots on the run. When it's a set shot, you can go through your process. You can think about that time. You can have time to think about it. How have you been able to try and work on something that doesn't give you that opportunity to work through the process?
I think it's just doing a bit of repetition at training, putting yourself under pressure. So at training, you can get caught going slowly and not putting pressure on yourself with those on the run shots. But I'm doing a lot in drills, and at the end of every drill, just trying to have a coach throw me a ball and practice a shot under pressure. But as you said, you can go through your routine with a set shot, but you know, if you just miss kick of one on the run, it might hit the post and or just miss. And I think that's what happened this year. I had a couple last year that snuck through, and then you get that confidence. So yeah, it's been a little bit tricky, but I'm confident I can get through it.
You talk about that change in mindset. It obviously works against Richmond. Do you guys talk about yourself this year being a premiership winning side?
Yeah, you've got a dream. I think Zork said it before the game. We've thought about, going all the way, and it'd be silly to shy away from that. But once again, we're probably a process team, and we're not looking forward to anything further than the game that's ahead of us, and that's what we did for the Richmond game, and that's what we're going to do for the next game, whoever we end up playing.
There's no side now that you haven't beaten, so Collingwood or Geelong.
Yeah.
Do they hold any fears? Is there one you prefer over the other?
Nah, definitely not one we prefer. They're obviously both very, very good sides, and we've had good battles with them this year. Geelong knocked us off down in Sydney, and we got the better of Collingwood, but at the end of the day, as we saw on Friday night, that means nothing once you get out there and play the final, and the ball's bounced prior games, and the past just doesn't matter at all. It's what happens there, and then that will decide who wins.
How much has Charlie been copping it on social media and from the teammates this week for overlooking Collingwood?
No, we haven't spoken about it. I did see he released a tweet after the game, but the emotion that was going through all of us after the game is just, you can't really explain it, and you can see how he's accidentally brushed over them. It's good of him to go and apologise for that, and Collingwood obviously got the win, which was quite funny, but yeah, we're looking forward to whoever we play, and Charlie was just very excited, I think.
How do you feel the week off? how do you see the advantages of the week off? Obviously, you had the bye, then a game, then a week off. What do you see as this part of the season having this time off?
I don't think it makes too much of a difference whether you play or not. Obviously, you get a bit more time to freshen up, but yeah, you've got to be ready to go no matter what. We'll probably have a similar week to what we had before the Richmond game. We had a week off then, so not much will change, and we're used to that. And we'll watch the game with a close eye on the weekend to see who we're playing, and then prepare for it as well as we can.
You mentioned earlier how you hadn't won a final for a while, and the confidence you might get out of that, just mentally winning that battle. I think it was mid-second quarter where you kind of took the momentum. Did you feel it out there changing like that? Was that conscious?
Yeah, definitely. The last few times we played Richmond, they've probably gone away from us in the second quarter, especially. We haven't kicked straight early on, and then they've been able to get the better of us. And it looked like that might happen again on the weekend. They were coming really hard. Our defenders did an incredible job of standing up in those moments, and then to be able to kick the 2 late goals in the second quarter through Locke. I can't remember who the other one was, but I think they were massive for our momentum. We went in at half time and we knew that if we were in the game, we'd be a good shot at it, and that's what happened. So, yeah, we probably just didn't want to let them run away with it in the second quarter, and once that happened, we could go back to our process, regroup at half time and get back out there.
It's massive for the belief, right, to do that when you hadn't done it before?
Yeah, it is, 100%. When you haven't won a final, it can start getting in your head. It was only 2 finals that we had last year, but it gives us massive confidence going ahead that we can match it with anyone.
I know you and a lot of the guys in the team would have been very young when the three-peat happened, but do you have any memories of that if you were old enough? And have you touched on that? You whacked on any highlights or in the lead up to finals?
I do remember bits and pieces. I remember watching replays with some family friends, and they were obviously an amazing team, 2001, 2 and 3. We haven't really spoken about it. We keep in touch with a few of the players. Blackie's done a little bit of stuff with us. Brownie pops in every now and then, and we see Lynchy when he commentates. Last year we spoke to a few of them about finals and what it can produce and how it can change from a regular season game. But yeah, we want to create our own future and do what we can with this team. So we're not really looking at what happened in the past too much.
Just on this week, what is the schedule? How does it differ from a normal week?
It's pretty similar. We'll train Tuesday, Thursday, and I think we might have a little hit out against our 2 side, who are playing really, really well at the moment. They got to play again on the weekend, and we've got a lot of depth, so they're always good little games. We'll just keep the body flowing and keep the good habits going by playing another game.
You happy with a week off, or would you rather be playing?
I said before, it doesn't really worry me. It'll be nice to have a little break. You take it when you can, especially after such a hectic season. But yeah, once next week comes around, we'll be ready and roaring to go.
Have you done video from the weekend yet? Have you done video, like a review?
Nah, we haven't yet. We'll probably do that this afternoon, maybe Thursday. Look at what we did well, and we obviously had a lot of moments where we didn't do things well, so we'll look at them as well.
And that's what I was asking, or was going to lead to. Yes, we're talking about the win and how good it was, but you learn from what you did wrong, didn't you?
Yeah, there's always improvement in our game. We had a few free kicks that we gave away as well. We had a few moments where they kicked goals from our turnovers. So every game you're going to do things wrong, but the more of those things that you can iron out and fix up, the better. And we know that teams are going to come at us hard in the next 2 weeks. Finals are really tough games, so we've got to make sure we can do everything or as much as possible to the best of our abilities.
Did you guys get sort of confidence from Richmond? Obviously, they've been sort of frustrated kicking the ball away, the sort of 50-metre penalties. Did you think, Chief, that we've sort of got them in the sort of what's their mentally now as well?
I think those things can just happen in games. We were obviously lucky that we got the 100-metre penalty that Locke kicked the goal, and I think Big O got a 50 early on and kicked a goal as well, Oscar McInerney. So, yeah, they were definitely big moments in the game. We don't look at that and think, we've got a mental edge over them or anything like that. Sometimes teams can just have those days, and Stars gave away a 50 for us, which they got a fair bit of ground and kicked a goal early on. So, those things happen. It's pretty heated in the moment, especially in a final, and you just got to be disciplined, I think.
Tim has said after the game that he felt the umpires were a bit trigger happy. Did you feel like that they had an influence on the game? Did you notice them there?
Nah, I didn't really notice them, to be honest. You know, they do a terrific job to be out there and umpiring the finals. They've got a lot on their minds, and it's, as I said, it's such a tough game. There's so much happening out there. So, yeah, you've probably got 50-50 free kicks that can go one way or another in every final, and whether we were on the right side of them, we might have been, but you've just got to take it.